Hello guys, welcome back, and today we're going to be talking about Hero of Remnant. So yeah, let us begin. So we go to a different perspective instead of Izuku. We currently see a pretty old man by the name of... We currently see a certain white-haired man with golden eyes. Or at least I think that's golden. In the when I first saw the version of him in like Ice Queendom, I just went like, dang, he looks clean. Like, seriously. Anyway, continuing on with this episode, as we currently see the man going like, hmm, what a beautiful nighttime sky, he would say, as he would grab a mug, as he would start drinking from it, as he would say this. Ah, certainly wonderful, he would say, as he would start looking up at the night sky, as he would notice something, being that of a comet, or some sort of shooting star. But to him, it definitely isn't a normal shooting star, as he would say this. How peculiar, he would say, as the shooting star would almost resemble a screaming face. What do I mean by this? Well, imagine like, I can't remember the actual name of that, uh, Big Mom from like, One Piece. Imagine that as, I think that the name of that pal or something. I think it was called Prometheus. Yeah, the sun guy, the one that literally like resembles the sun. In one of the arts, it makes him look like it makes what's his face? Yeah, Prometheus look absolutely terrifying. Just imagine that, but instead the comet is like a light blue color with touches of black basically spreading out from the sides. As he would say this. Hmm, interesting, he would say, as the comet would start falling down, as he would say this. I should certainly contact somebody about this, he would say, as we go to another perspective. So, we currently go to another perspective, as we currently see a young man, or at least young-ish man, as he's currently going through some documents, as he would say this. Certainly these damn criminals, he would say, as he would start, rubbing the back of his, not really rubbing the back, but more like rubbing his, like, forehead a little bit, as a person would come in, as one of them would say this. Um, General Ironwood, he would say, as he would say this. Hmm? Oh, was it, he would say, as he would say this. You gotta see this, he would say, as after saying that, he would look towards a little, device, aka some sort of light, hard light dust tablet, as he would start scrolling through it, as he would say this. What the? Sorry about that. Let me just. Sorry about that. Anyway, continue on. As he would see the tablet, as he would show off the video of the comet, as he would say this. What the? So you're just here to show me some sort of comet, he would say, as he would say this. Not just that, it seems to be some sort of meteor that seems to be heading towards Atlas, or at least in the Alps, he would say, as he would say this. Why would we be interested in this? He would say, as he would say this. Um, for certain, this weird sort of meteor or comet seems to be a little bit different. As he would start looking at the video once again, aka Mr. Ironwood would basically start looking at it once more, as he would notice something about it. It's certainly not a normal comet, to say the least. Not only that, the shape of it almost resembles a face, as he would say this. Hmm, I see, he would say. So why did you bring it to me exactly? As after saying that, he would say this. Well, you see, we might think that it may have some powerful items in it. Maybe the minerals, for example, he would say. As he would say this. Fine then. Just bring in the Shitty Dust Company to take care of it. If it were to land then, but before they can, they would feel a large shaking. Almost feels like an earthquake, as everybody would just be, in shock, as one of them would say this. Is this an earthquake? Said one of them. As Ironwood would say this. The hell, he would say, as the ground would be shaking. As he would say, what the hell is going on? As a few people, or at least outside of the facility that Ironwood was in, were currently panicking, seeing buildings basically crumble to the ground, basically by the shock of the earthquake. As currently, Ironwood is currently studying himself, trying to get to a nearby area so they can, be safe from, from falling debris. And after they arrived at that area, you would see the current destruction of the entire, or at least the, destruction of, or at least a part of, Atlas was basically destroyed. Mostly some simple buildings, like for example, some, well, apartments, for example, as, you know, our boy, Ironwood would say this. The hell happened, he would say, as one of them would say this. Sir, said one of the, one scientist, as he would say this. Was it, he would say, as he would say this. Well, it seems that there's a terrestrial body basically landed on Remnant, he would say, as he would say this. So it is true. So it is that comet, he would say. As he would say this. Tell me exactly what it is, he would say. As he would say this. Well, it seems that there's some sort of large object currently embedded in the area near, Atlas. Specifically in the tundra, he would say. As one of them would say this. Specifically one scientist. Yeah, and it seems to be creating something. We don't exactly know. We're currently sending in drones right now, he would say. As he would say this. I see. So I'm guessing this meteor exactly might have caused this, he would say. As he would say this. I'm sure of it. Judging by the large size and the how bright it is during in the sky, it can certainly be assumed that it's probably, the reason why the earthquake happened, he would say. As he would say this. Very well. Tell Destiny Dust Company to find a way to, well, get to it, he would say. As after saying that, you would start leaving. So, we currently go to another perspective. So, we currently go to another perspective. Again, this time, this is a man that's currently, this time we currently see a man currently sitting in front of a desk, as he's currently dealing with some paperwork, as he would say this. Ah, money, he would say, as he would start looking towards several of the wads of cash that he currently has in his hand, as he would say this. Ah, truly, the world goes around, I meant, all revolving around, you know, all revolving around money, he would say, I meant. As after looking at the money that he has, he would say this. Hmm, so, what should I do now? I currently already have a monopoly in the dust industry, he would say. So, what should I. But before he can say anything else, he would get a call from a scroll, aka this world's version of a cell phone, or, a phone in general. As after looking at this, scroll, he would say, hmm? Oh, Ironwood, he would say. As he would answer the call, as he would say this. Hello? Hmm, what is it? He would say. As he would get an answer from Ironwood saying, can I please talk to you, old friend? He would say. As he would say this. Certainly. I'm actually doing pretty well for myself, especially with raising my daughter. As he would say this. Wait, you said daughter. I thought you had, as he would say this. One of them, well, disappeared, he would say. As he would say this. Oh, I see, said, Ironwood, as he would say this. Anyway, so what do you want to talk about? Said, Jock, as his name would be revealed, as he would say this. Specifically, Ironwood. Well, we recently got in that earthquake, remember, he would say, as you'd say this. Oh, heavens me. Yes, I do remember that. God, I almost felt like my body was shaking from fear. And almost all of my things were basically destroyed. Thank God nothing got, too destroyed, he would say. As after saying that, Ironwood would say this. Yes, and several of the civilians are currently, evacuating. And some people are currently, getting their, well, getting their injuries treated right now, he would say. As after saying that, Jock would say this. I see. So, what do you want to talk about, old friend? He would say. As he would say this. Well, we recently gotten some intel apparently about some comment that basically landed on, nearby Sol in Atlas. More specifically in the tundra, he would say. As after being told of this, he would say, a meteorite. Interesting, he would say, as he would say this. Yes, and we might have thought that it might be just some normal rock, but turns out that there's something weird about it, he would say, as he would say this. Really? Tell me, he would say, as he would have a somewhat, greedy smile, as he would say this. Sure. As you explained the whole situation, thinking that the meteor was the problem, and probably is the problem of the earthquake, as he would say this. Hmm, new minerals, you say? That's certainly quite the interesting thing. Very well then. Guess I'll try and check it out, he would say. As after saying that, he would hang up on, Ironwood, as he would say this. Hmm. Oh, I'm certainly gonna have a lot of money from that, he would say. As after that, we go to another perspective. This time, back to our old cinnamon roll, aka Izuku Midoriya. As we currently see him in some sort of void, almost similar to how, almost similar to how the vestiges of One for All are basically, basically in his body. As he would say this. Huh? Wait, is this? As he would start looking around. After looking around, he would notice the Ten Commandments, as one of them would say this. So you're finally awake, he would say. Said Zeldris. Said Seldris, or Zeldris, as he would say this. Yeah, Seldris-san, he would say, as he would say this. Now, we're currently stuck in some sort of meteorite currently, he would say. As Izuku would say this. Wait, what? He would say, as he would say this. Don't freak out, don't worry. We're currently safe. For now, at least. For now, we're just going to, do some training, he would say. As he would say this. Training, he would say, as he would say this. Yes, we're gonna be training you on how to use, on the. Wait for a second. Today we're gonna be training on you, training you on how to use our powers, he would say. As he would say this. Oh, I see. As he would say this. Now, I want you to do something for me, he would say. As he would say this. Yes? As he would say this. I want you to imagine something like this, he would say. As he would put up his finger, as he would point it towards his forehead, as he would start remembering something, something that resembles some sort of battlefield. As after being, after being shown, after being shown that image, he would say this. Now, I want you to try and recreate that, he would say. As he would say this. But how? How am I, as he would say this? I mean, we are in your mind, said one of them. Specifically, said Fraudrin. As after saying that, he would say this. Oh, right, Fraudrin-san, he would say. As after that, he would start thinking of trying to create this battlefield. And after thinking about it, the battlefield would start forming, creating several cracks of earth, as several swords would basically appear. No, it's not, unlimited blade works, I swear to God. But either way, as after the battlefield was made, as he would say this. Whoa. Huh. I actually made it, he would say. As one of them would say this. Now, let's get our training started. After saying that, we would go back to another perspective. So, we go to another perspective, in this case, Ironwood and also Jock Schnee, as they're currently in the same, observation room as a special droid is being sent out to go to where the comet supposedly, has landed. As after, a bit of while basically going through the tundra, especially since, this tundra area is supposedly filled with several Grim, or at least that's what the locals say. As after a while going through it, one of them would say this. I think we found it, said one of the scientists, as Ironwood would say this. Really then, but before he can, he would see it. As we're going to be ending off this episode right up here, sorry. Anyway, so yeah. Bye bye, guys!